continue to flow in quiet stillness. Along the way, the phone's battery stopped at 97% for no clear reason. It was a tiny fluctuation, never meant to be recorded. Yet this program gathers only those small, meaningless shifts. Meaning optional.
I'm talking about a podcast name, and I'm looking back and think this is a bit philosophical, but don't worry, it's not hard to understand. More than 10 years ago, around the time I graduated from high school, I threw away the meaning of life. At that time, that's really saved me. But now I think I was just being soft. Today I know I shouldn't even use emptiness as something to lean. Of course, it's something I need. When I worry about things in daily life, I think we all just die. And anyway, that helps me when I get too perfect or when things stop working. But I shouldn't really say me too much. But when people are really big pitch, they look for something to say them. Back then, I wasn't looking for a way out, but maybe I need that kind of sound more than I don't know. I do now. Next time it's right, also a bit right, like philosophy. I think the saying everyone is different and everyone is good is strange. I don't mean to hate it as a piece of writing. But when you say everyone is good, you're already judging them. When you're sorting things in a good, but normal, that means everyone can be good. Who there's not something good, the opposite must exist. So saying everyone is different and everyone's good doesn't make sense. It might be fine as a poem, but as a real philosophy, it's totally strange. Who I made this my main idea. I just say everyone is different and stop there, but that doesn't make a good poem. So people have to say everyone's good too. And there's similar thing. Some song lyrics, it says that even people who are not lucky busted right that show when you decide someone is in a bad spot or lower than others, you are already putting a label them. You label them first, then you say they are both the right that show and that's wonderful. That's logical, totally broken. But this kind of things happen a lot, not just song lyrics. People say things like you might be low, but you are singing and your own say that's just too much stretch. Also, the word is ranking and better or worse position. And people call this shared illusion. If everyone says something good, then it's good. People put things in order. We test scored numbers. Some things can't be shown numbers, and that's exactly why people say your position doesn't matter. But saying that means nothing at all. I'm not trying to say if that's thought is good or bad right now, but it's just on a surface and doesn't mean much. Like I've been saying, people already judge others. They look at the second team or people who weren't chosen. They say you can shine there too. They already labeled them as different, not choosing, but they say your position doesn't matter. That's totally crazy. Making the things look beautiful when they aren't just insulting. I think a lot of people think this way, not just me. Telling people touch spots that they can shine, there's just an insult to them. There's people feeling that only they can understand. I see this happen a lot when I watch videos or go about my life. I'm the type of person who regrets things easily. So I tell myself I must look at this video carefully this time and run it in my eyes. I fight my sleepiness and watch. Rarely I'm standing inside and tense, like I've been saying. Still, I focus on what's right in front of me. But when you do something hard, it means you're still feeling more meaning in it, so it can be helped. But after that, this always happen. I think it went well today, but what's the point of doing this? On the other hand, if I try to watch without focusing, noticing entered my eyes or my ears, then I focus again. The same loops happen. By the way, I'm not the type of person who can make plans. When I try to do what's in front of me and think very closely, things around me changed. As time goes on, and I realized it didn't mean much to think so hard. First, I can say my plans are too detailed. I think too closely. It doesn't mean much to think too far ahead or too deeply, but things are affected by change much more than I think, and everything is changing. I think and the world is really complicated and tangled up. Things are rushing us like a landslide. We can't just stay stubborn against the change. We have to move with it. So thinking too much doesn't mean much. But I'm not the type who can just do things halfway or just right either. For example, today I was watching people cheering for a baseball game. The Lotte fans were amazing. A lot of people were talking videos. If it were me, I feel so frustrated that I couldn't stand it. I don't wanna accept losing. Cheering is a good thing, and people support their own team normally. But when I see other cheers that are better than ours, I just get so frustrated. I feel so frustrated that I wouldn't wanna accept reality. I wanna beat them and go past them. I wanna do something good that, and I have to do it. And there are two things that really makes me frustrated. One is when I run in the world of my own ability and people either run to something that saved them or run away from reality. Another type of person join the group of the people who, well, I really hate that type. You see them a lot in drama. When that's happening, my talk with my parents never work out. We talk about cocoa and I say it's made from beans that are roasted, so they are cooked. But we grill soybeans at home, and I say there's no other drink where you cook beans like that, turn them in a liquid. I just want to ask simple things like that, but my mom said it's not the same because it's not filtered or whatever. And she goes in a small details after talking many times. She gets what I when I say at home, like I said, when we grill soybeans, they taste like cocoa. I wonder if roasting beans always makes them taste like cocoa. So I like it up, and they do. But because of bitterness and the fat content, they don't dissolve well. So it didn't turn out right. It's just a small thing. The taste itself is only little different. Also, I remember the hamburger stick from school lunch. I already remember that it didn't taste good. I couldn't remember the taste itself, but just before, even though I was making hamburger steak, I smelled it and remember oh, it smelled like this. I thought maybe it tastes okay after all, but that can be true. I haven't eaten hamburger steak that many times, so I haven't tried different kind. There's no way I should remember it, but I've been thinking about this for a month. Before this, I kept thinking about the taste of dry curry, then I gave up. Also, I noticed something when thinking about podcast. It was when I left my religion, but when I realized I couldn't work anymore, I really thought I can't do this anymore. It's impossible. I thought that a few times, but when I really thought it from the bottom of my heart, all hope disappeared at that exact moment. Life became just a way to pass the time for me. I already knew that hope was just a fiction when I left my religion, but uh, at the moment I really felt it. By the way, the religion I was always said that feelings it's for real is what matters, but that's real feelings itself are illusion. How can you tell if what you think in your head the real feeling? My parent always said logic is no good. You have to feel it for real, but you can't know that yourself. I really hated that. I really hated it. They just think they are feeling it for real. In the first place, there's no way you're feeling it from your head, so a real feeling is impossible. Sorry, I just wanna say this while I'm at it. I'll talk about OCD and other things. So I hope it's reached these people directly who eats everyone religion for it. I can talk as a former reader. I thought about making different shows for the past 2 years. More than that, I've been thinking about the way to do it since my blogging days, but it's hard to make it happen. That's really tough. But this is different from mental health, but from people with OCD or depression, I don't think about making this show to save them. But I'm sure it will end up saving them as a result. I just want to share that I have this strange trait, so I never make a show just for OCD. Also, my troublesome personality doesn't change. Today, during the there's a song I really like, really, and I couldn't remember the name of a similar song by the same artist. I should just give up, but I look it up again. Also, my likes and dislike are very strong, and I feel like I fit almost everything. I basically dislike comedians, and though I like music, I dislike most songs. The things I like are totally different from that's popular. I talk about this last time too. All the time, a song I like by popular artists were ones that didn't sell well at all. Also, all the celebrity called idols by their names in a friendly way. they are just trying to get the idle fans to like them. That makes me feel sick, but if you ask why I don't feel that way about Nogizaka, first I luckily Nogizaka don't really but that's kind of thing to happen much. There are some gross comedians around Nogizaka too who act like they are close or say they support them, but there aren't many of them. There's another group that the huge number of them, and that was really gross. I really hate a lot of things in the world. I don't like people talking about fashion, and I don't like people talking about books who you include. Small dislikes I really hate is almost everything what I hate most is when people talk a little bit about politics and act smart in other countries talking about politics and normal, but I don't like it when people do it here to look smart. I just look at them and smile. But the younger they're, the more I dislike it. In most cases, they don't have a real belief. They just say this politician did great without really knowing. They just say things that sound like an opinion and putting them down. I just dislike it. Also, I don't like people who say they hate someone right in front of them. I wonder what they are thinking. This is something I thought, but during meal, it's a worry of mine. I'm eating. I often feel like I saw a hair growing somewhere. It's not a real hallucination, but I get worried because I'm anxious. I take a bite. A few seconds later, I start eating again. I try to forget it so I can focus, but I wanna check it so I can't completely forget. But humans can't do that. Even other mammals probably can't wipe out anxiety when they do something a few seconds later. I tried a different way to fix this, but it doesn't work. That means it's impossible for humans to throw away extra thought, just focus on what they need to do unless they have huge determination. Saying you should throw away extra thought and focus on what's in front of you is just a nice thing. You can't do it unless you feel like you're jumping off a high cliff, so it's impossible. Going back to what I was saying, it's normal for people to worry about the meaning of life after they feel a word, the no meaning. They look for new barrier, or they feel a lack of meaning deeply. See that they can't fix it and get down, or they fight the absurdity, which means they resist by deciding to live anyway. I thought I was this type when I took a philosophy test before. I fit in this. You either trying to fix it by holding onto meaning, or you think because you can't fix it, or you think but resist by living anyway. But the question came up for me. The people who listen to this are fighting and trying to get over it. The people I mentioned who look for a way out are finding. They're finding and trying to get over it. But the ones who look for a way out are searching for new meaning, while the ones I just talk about resisting with their way of living. It's a bit hard to understand. In short, they aren't looking for a new means, but they're still fighting and trying to get over it. They are trying to get over it by living anyway, even without a meaning to life. The ones who ran to a way out, the ones who disappeared, and the ones who resist with their attitude or treat the lack of meaning a problem. They are trying to do something about it, but for me, the problem of meaning is already finished, so I don't try to fight or getting over it. I'm just moving along with it as a condition. So in the end, people say there's no meaning, but they still think there's. They hope because they are looking for idols. So I understand that life has no meaning. At the same time, I erase the story called hope. This niche type philosopher still live some hope. They can't live without hope. I can probably live without hope from birth. This is also continuation of that. Through my 18 years in religion, I saw deep in my bones that hope and salvation are just fiction, fake stories, so people don't go crazy. So when I found that I couldn't work and lost hope, I didn't panic. I just saw fact that the fiction completely peeled off from the real world. At that time, I thought life really became a way to pass the time where I could take out all the heat from meaning, hope, and social value, and see that state itself is passing the time. I was acting wildly out of disappear. Some people say it's just passing the time because they gave up. But I don't really understand the people who say they're not dark because they can't see the right. From my view, right is just something you made up on your head. So if you want right, you just have to believe it's there. I think it will come right in front of you. But it might be hard unless you're good at tricking yourself. It's like a talent to be able to tell yourself that this is right and believe it. Some can do it and some can't. What I don't break or fall apart until now it's just because I didn't feel the empty space inside me. Normally when an empty space opens up, people feel it when it's gone. They feel it again. Why trying to fill the empty space? The problem, because that space doesn't even exist. Humans, people just believe it's filled. You think something there, well, it's not. So you realize it's gone again. Since it's not there from the start, you try to feel it again and think it's filled. So you have to feel it again because you thought you feel nothing. That's alcohol or cigarette is tough. You can control it with your own will. Lately, I push to think of podcast name, and I have English things to do too. So my head feels like it's gonna blow up. When it goes past a sudden limit, it feels like it's going toward a breakdown, like water overflowing. Things I used to do hard, but become zero, and there's something similar. I don't know why, but I can, but I can do things I've been continuing, no matter how troublesome they are. But I just can't put energy in starting something new or just doing something just for a short time. I've failed many times because this. But the most important things often happen in just a single moment that think you really need to push strength in It's just for a moment, but I can't do that. I don't know why. I can't really get my stance across to people, so I compare myself to other philosophers. Other philosopher looks for meaning, but for me, looking for meaning is already process. Who I say the stage of looking for meaning is over. It sounds like other philosophers are looking for meaning. But if I say I don't feel a connection to whether other world is meaning, people think I'm someone who thinks there might be meaning. Also, I just look up that artist songs list, but it didn't mean anything. By the way, a monk philosopher Nietzsche tells you to make a new body and aim for something higher, but he's pretty hot and different from me. He said life has no meaning, but tries to make a new one. Schopenhauer said the world is just suffering, and he's drunk and disappear. Schuren is drunk and disappear too, so he's close to me. But Schopenhauer says he wanna be free from starvation, but that's normal. That's normal because we are animals. Also, some people say if there's no meaning, you make it yourself. Show the shuttle is like that. That feels like a human-centered way of thinking. Is treat humans as special. Also, Camus says you keep living even without meaning. That is a strange place of living. It's strongly support life. It's right now. Right now, even when I knock, even I knock when help doesn't come easily. Even now, there were times I trick myself. So at time like this, I really feel like it's over them. They might be just be sitting and sleeping normally, sleeping, so they don't get caught. It seemed like they were just the kitchen, but you never know when you'll be let down. You to stay sharp. I thought the show description was finally set, but now it feels like starting over from one. I really feel like what am I doing for a month? Why do this time? I could study English more, disconnect to what I said before. No matter what you do, it's all the same anyway. But saying that it's just a cover up, you shouldn't use emptiness that way. Now, but dinner, my parents ate curry and something like that top part of egg and chicken bowl, but there's much more egg than chicken. It was totally different from last night. Probably because how it was cooked. The seasoning was a bit different too, but it was good. Also, the potato salad from the supermarket is really good. They make it well. It's not condensed milk, it's some kind of cream, but halfway through I couldn't taste it at all. Things that are really good lose their taste halfway through, especially this kind of cream stuff. Soft stuff is cream ice cream was like that too long ago. I could only taste the first bite. Also, seaweed, seaweed, the seaweed is a strong taste and it's good, but it's strange how you can taste it much halfway through. Also, the salmon today was soaky salmon. It was okay, but it felt a bit unique. I was thinking again why I must live with illusion or stories. I know I shouldn't do it, but why do I know I shouldn't do it? Why do I know it's a huge problem? It's because I almost fell apart because that's in high school. Once you step in that mud, you know it's a bottomless swamp. So you must never take a single step inside, and that's why I'm standing right in the center position of the stage. But if other people wanna have a religion, that's up to them. I don't care at all. I don't think they're wrong at all. I just don't have a build for it. I don't have talent, and I can't soak in religion. But I think it's fine to enjoy religion as entertainment, like watching dramas or during meal. Eating food, for example, like I said that last time, humans might get the taste as a feeling, but you're doing such complex things during a meal that doesn't stay in your memory. That means you aren't really tasting it with your conscious mind. So you just have to taste the information. Like this is good because it's this kind of food, or the taste of home cooking, or because it's cost a lot, or it's brand from a certain place. I think that's fine. It's entertainment. It's different from life philosophy. What normal Nihi philosophers do is just walking tightrope inside their head. They are philosophers who think about how to live inside emptiness. So that's no normal. The same. It's the same thing, but I don't plan to think about how I should live at all. And the moment I think about it, I start to heat up. I stay cold and try to go through every day. So inside the thinking this, that is my head. I just do daily routine. Putting my base outside my brain. I stopped myself from heating up. I stopped me from studying philosophy, but how I should live. I sort of noticed this before, but thinking about it again, I think that's what it is. It's morning now. Yesterday, on a music show, they wrote lyrics about an old married couple. Hearing that story, I thought love and hate aren't just simple feelings. Looking from the outside, you can't tell if they really like each other. Even themselves don't know who they like each other or not, and it doesn't mean much to think about it. For me, I can say the same things about music. I don't know who I like it or hate it anymore. I've been around it for a long time. There's time I decided not to listen at all. Then I started again. I have strong feelings about modern pieces, especially next story. I was watching a morning drama, and the narrator was probably a famous old actress. She the sudden Airlander. I hate that feel. I hate narration that screams, I'm an actress. I really hate too many things. There are things I don't care about and things I like. But mostly I hate things I either hate it not or I don't really care about, but I still don't like it. So my students are very strict. I have too many things I use it, but examples of my standards get strict because I think I don't wanna be like that. I don't get lazy no matter what I do. For example, I have too many things I use it, but examples of my standards get strict because I think I don't wanna be like that. I don't get lazy no matter what I do. For for example, I really hate people who stay inside and just play games. I don't wanna live that kind of lazy life. Next story, I don't really wanna use the word happiness because I don't get it. I think happiness is a hard thing, hard to understand. I don't wanna understand it. But I thought that there are many forms of happiness, especially for women. I heard a podcast yesterday about the guy who is running away. She married and went on the run with him. That's crazy person, but for her, and that was happiness. People around her would think it's impossible. From society views, who cares if she thinks she is happy, but you don't know what happiness is. Her parent would worry and her friends wouldn't understand, but you don't know what makes a person happy. Even if you think you're happy, you don't know. If it's true, like I always say, you don't even know if something from 5 minutes ago is good for you or not. You don't know if it was fun. You don't even know. But right now, you can never know who you're having fun or who you're happy by thinking about it. So it just means you are drunk on a state called happiness. When we say we are happy, we might just mean we are drunk on that state. I'm not just arguing. Humans are just made that way. Yesterday I was listening to a podcast about a guy who became a pro wrestler. He was in a baseball club before, and his college days were really tough, and it was really tough after because became a wrestler too. When I hear stories of such strict people, I get jealous. When I hear stories of people who struggles, I get jealous of them. It's a very strange jealousy, but I get jealous of their struggle. I'm strict too, I guess, and I don't want to lose there. I don't get jealous because someone passed the college test. I get jealous because they spend the time studying for the test. Studying for test is useless, but I get jealous of that period. I was worrying about how to study and couldn't do it. Yes, thinking about it now, I should have just studied with pure guilt, grit or whatever. That would have made me regret it later, just like middle school. Though also when I talk to my parent, I often get chill. Yesterday it was potato salad, but my mom kept saying it was macaroni salad. In the end, we found out it was potato salad also. She talked about Nogizaka's new song and she should know it. Trouble me who she does, but she just let it sleep. Also in the morning, there's up back. Looking it up didn't mean anything, but I want to erase my anxiety. I was looking up other good apps. I would use them anyway. Also, if I were a captain of some group, I always think about what I say first when I take the job. Like I protect everyone, or since our what a captain can do it limited. I'll just think about everyone staying healthy. I can be like the last captain, but captain is a symbol of a group rather than a manager. So our value that I think about things like that. I wonder what other captain leaders, maybe because I was club head before, I kept thinking about it. Also talking with my parent, my mom said people are taking off work to come because the label show the weekday. So I said, but it's not at night, right? She said, yeah. Then I wondered why she made such a contradiction. Also, I remember something yesterday. This is trauma. For example, if you get chosen for a special slot and there's good song and that slot, that should let you out that special slot. it'd be frustrating if people say it's fine if you don't come out for the regular slot this year. For example, no, that's bad. Short, because something went well on our side. The other side used it for their convenience, and someone else got the spotlight. I feel like that happened quite a bit, not a ton, but it happened with that success hadn't happened. I been chosen properly. That feels like really bad luck. I think I did something extra, but that happened. And I noticed each one. In that case, I wish they thought more about my feelings. Like you ate a small sweet, so people say you're fine since you just ate. If I hadn't eaten that, I could have gotten something better. The other side just thinks, this person is fine now. That happened a lot, I think, for example, because I made a plan to do something. I couldn't do other things I could have done, or I burned a plan, but there's something else I could do later that day. I'm scared of that, so I wanna try things other than English right now, but I can't. I'd be in trouble with something I wanna do comes up later. This is something I think about art feels good just because they are accepted by society for art. That's not true at all. I think commercial music like pop is trendy. Selling well means almost everyone knows it. It's be accepted by kids. Middle schools 90 years old and 10 years old, then it gets swallowed. I think of the trendy songs I know, and most of them are swallowed. Special idols are one-hit wonders, even if they aren't one-hit wonder. Songs that sell like crazy are just catering to the mass because they're accepted by the mass. They're anchor without even saying that. I don't want the idols or artists are supposed to put out a song that everyone knows who they put out, and that kind of song, and it's horrible. They get that image. They have read a song, so I really want them to stop. Basically, songs that are accepted by everyone are uncool. So for Nogizuka, I think it was really good. They didn't have that kind of uncool song that old people and kids all know, even if they aren't popular. It's better to just have those kind of songs. By the way, I support Dragon Ash, but I don't like their most popular songs the most either. Songs that are accepted by everyone aren't that good in many cases.